All right, welcome to the part 35. Okay, so this explains for the other project that has been taking place by Mr. J. F. Kennedy, which is known as John F. Kennedy. What do you think his middle name is? Obviously. Assassination of John F. Kennedy by Matoki T. Alright, Kennedy assassination ended with Oswald, not Oswald with, sorry, not Oswald with a Nick Jr., but I'm talking about the Oswald as a sole offender. Yeah, sorry. But various conspiracy theories are still circulating. What happened Friday, November 22nd, 1963, 12:30 local time. John F. Kennedy, who was touring Texas, was shot dead during the parade. The victim was John F. Kennedy, a politician in the United States who was the 35th president of the United States at the time. The weapon was a rifle, and the cause of death was shooting at the back of a head criminal. Like a criminal, yeah. The criminal was arrested about an hour and 20 minutes after the assassination of President Kennedy based on circumstantial evidence confirmed by Lee Harvey Oswald, who was working at the textbook warehouse building at the time and rushed to the police, which is pretty sad. I can feel sad pretty much. The case. At 1350, police arrested Lee Harvey Oswald in a Texas feeder and was accused of assassinating the president about 9 hours and 46 minutes later. But Oswald was shot dead by Jack Leon Ruby during a broadcast in the basement of the Dallas Police Department 2 days after his arrest. As a result, Oswald never stood in the court and the case is still unresolved. My hypothesis is that Oswald shot and killed the president. There are voices in the world that Oswald did not kill the president, but the bullets and cartridge used by Oswald that causes to match, and the gunshots were 3 to 5 times. On the other hand, 3 bullets have fallen inside the company. The number of bullets is the same, and if Oswald is not shooting, the shell case of the bullet, I almost said cause, but cannot have fallen in that building. If you take into account the actions for the incident, Oswald is a culprit, I think. Resolution. There's a picture of Oswald. I don't know where Oswald is, but let me know if you see one. Right. In order for a person to do justice, he needs proof, which in this case was Oswald or Ruby. Evil cannot be judged without evidence. So in order to do justice, we must find and protect evidence. Alright, next assignment. This was Matoki's assignment. He didn't do a slide or anything. Which is, I don't mind. Lindbergh Kidnapping. Okay, this is gonna be a long story. Okay, so Chloe Gong, Lindbergh Kidnapping. In the case of Lindbergh Kidnapping, the abduction happened from a crib on the upper floor of Lindbergh's home on March 1st, 1932. The victim was a 20-month-old. He weighs 27 to 30 lbs. He was about 9 inches tall, center of his chin. He was lost since in a one-piece coverall nightsuit. The kidnapper climbed ladder to Lindbergh's room. The person left a note demanding $50,000 on a note found on the windowsill. A ladder was later discovered some distance away from the crime scene. It was broken as a place where 2 sections were joined. Then footprints were found leading into the woods at the edge of the property. Mud was found on the nursery floor. Later on March 6th, there was a new ransom note starting that the demand had increased to $70,000. The alleged kidnapper would meet up with Dr. John Condon. He was a representative. He was representative of the family. The first time they met was 9 years ago after the abduction. On April 2nd, Jeff handed over $50,000 in the exchange. The baby was not here. The baby was not there at all. They got the note on where the baby was on the knot. It said that he was being held on boat names Nellie just off of the coast of the Massachusetts. The boat was never found. On May 12, the body of Charles was found just 4 miles away from the Lindbergh's home. Now that the body was found now, they just wanted to find out who did the crimes. They're trying to look for a person who actually did those crimes. They used the money to fund the murder. The New York band were issued a list of all serial number associated with the certificates used to pay the Lindbergh ransom. They then wait for that one to everyone, but it never came. 2.5 years later, one of the 10 gold certificated was found at the bank in New York. That led the police to Bruno Richard Heltman. He was a German immigrant. The person who he gave it to wrote down the license plate number, which led to the Hellman's home. Later on, they discovered $14,000 of the ransom money and John Condon's phone number written on the inside of the closet in the house. Hellman said that a friend gave it to him to hold. They also found the identical wood used to construct the makeshift ladder. That is when the trail of the century began on January 2nd, 1945. In Flemington, New Jersey, $60,000 people showed up to watch. The prosecution made their case with three main pieces of evidence. Those pieces would be the ransom money in Heltman's house, the wood used to make the makeshift ladder, and handwriting samples. After an 11-week trial and 11 hours of deliberation, the jury found Bruno guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to death by electric chair, which is pretty disturbing, which would made the Lindbergh Law, also known as the Federal Kidnapping Act. This law made kidnapping across states' lines in a federal crime and stipulated that such offense could be punished by death. I feel like they got the right person. I feel like they need to dig deeper. Like, why was a phone number there? Should he look at what role John Condon had in his kidnapping? I feel like they did a good job selling it by passing the law for kidnapping crossing state lines. Totally agree. Yeah, that story was pretty good. Yeah, people should actually know this. Oh, um, 8.2 comic strip. Part 1, Directions. Read pages 1 to 4 in your textbook. Chapter 8, Section 2, War in Europe and North Africa. In the space below, find the details of each day listed below, which is 10 points. World War II, War in Europe and North Africa, comic strip activity, which all the assigned dates are there. Alright, next assignment, because I got the answer keys in for this week, I believe. I don't know how long it's going to be, but hopefully. This is the iStep review links that I've done. Alright, this is for, 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 Amanda, what are you doing here? January 27th is made by Mr. Spencer. I think it's I think it's like American Awaits that this is like American Awaits that I'm not even in. Some people are in. I copied this into an It's Learning assignment and they just answered in the response box. Oh. Fragments and run-ons. Instructions: rewrite and fix the following sentences or copy and paste then into the submission box below. Correct each one to make it a complete sentence. Remember to be complete, every sentence must have a subject plus predicate or noun and verb. You may have to add words or add commas or conjunctions and so or but. Watch this video on fragments here. This video on run-on sentences here. You can actually click on it. This will tell you what it means. Which is made by Khan Academy. Fragments. A group of missing words of subject or predicate is an incomplete sentence. Missing in subject, complete sentence. Shopping a car. Shopping for a car. My dad was shopping for a car. Missing a predicate, complete sentence. A lawn service. A lawn service came to trim our bushes. Due by midnight by Wednesday of January 27th. Fix these fragments. Chris McCandless was on the cross-country team. They are hunting for squirrels. Lone Lines is in the Alaskan wilderness. I'm starved to death. Amanda, your spelling is terrible than mine. Okay? Because he ate toxic seeds. Fix these run-on sentences. Chris and his sister Karen were close. She understood him better than anyone. Karen McCandless wrote a book called The Wild Truth. Karen thought her brother was not crazy. He was just disenchanted by society. Society can be overwhelming. Many people struggle with depression or mental health. After graduating college in 1990, Chris dove out of that west to live off the land. His family never saw him again. I copied this into its learning assignment that is answered in the response box. What is a run-on sentence? Like my school, for example, a person is actually jogging pretty fast. That's what I want to do. What is a run-on sentence? A sentence that goes too far without punctuation, of subject, predicate, noun, verb. Pair must be followed by a comma or a conjunction, and, so, or but, or else it is a run-on. Example: Chris McCandless kept running on a cross-country team. He is so fast but a little foolish. Find a little interactive, but okay, I'll deal with it. Do you guys have It's Learning? Do you guys have iStep on your school? Anywhere in the state? Just let me know. Earth, the biography, the atmosphere. As you watch the video, answer the questions in complete sentences. Ian Stewart says the atmosphere is full of contradictions. List one set. How thick is the troposphere? The stratosphere is dry and low in oxygen. It lacks weather. Is it layer calm or chaotic? How many miles did the balloon go up? How fast was he falling? How long did it take? How long did the mesosphere protect us from? What are the mesosphere clouds called? What two gases act with the solar wind to create the aurora? The atmosphere is the weight of how much water covering the Earth. Like the ocean, the troposphere also has what? How much force does the atmosphere press on our bodies? How were the wave rocks in Arizona formed? How are yardangs formed? Where does the wind transport the dust that comes from the Sahara Desert? How much dust is transported every year? How are clouds generated? What is the name of goddess the festival in Argentina is for? Where are the two masses of air that clash over Argentina from? How are they different? What causes the electric buildup in the cloud? What is the name of the lightning that reaches into the mesosphere? What causes the development of the atmosphere? What creature put oxygen into the atmosphere? How long have they been around compared to the planet? What happened to the oxygen it formed with the iron to make what? What layer did the bacteria create and what does it protect us from? Did bacteria change to planet? True or false? What do you think it is? What is the percentage of the oxygen at sea level in the mountains? Without the greenhouse gases, how much colder would the planet be? What is a more powerful greenhouse gas than the carbon dioxide? Where's the permafrost going when it melts? How much stronger is methane compared to carbon dioxide? Oh crap, is that it? Alright. Next assignment. I have a lot of assignments to catch up on too, so yeah. Oh, the vocabulary atmosphere. Here it is. On the vocabulary atmosphere basics. Please include this cover sheet on the top of your problem set. On a separate sheet of paper, please define all the following terms. State your source for each term as well. Air, atmosphere, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, temperature, convection, outgassing, greenhouse effect, albedo, Weber, dew point, humidity, relative humidity, temperature inversion, condensation nuclei, cloud, front as it relates to the weather. Include a diagram of the layers of the atmosphere as well. 5 points. Alright. I'll be doing more tomorrow, just so you know. Because I have more assignments to catch up on too. Let's start with 4B. Okay, so this was made by the New Deal agencies. This was made by comment. You can only comment in here. So Dallas said it says CCC. You can do the CCC or the CCA, whichever you want to do. Both are full good resources and examples. Here are the New Deal. Here are the New Deal agencies. When picking up an agency with your partners, put both of your names in parentheses. Next to the agency you've selected, you may work up with 3 people. If you want to work with someone in the same class but opposite schedules because of the last names, let me know so we can get in contact with them as soon as possible. First come, first serve basis on the New Deal agencies. By Dallas picked the CCA, and I picked the CWA. EBA, which is Miguel and Alan, Emily, Hannah, Edith, Jalen, Clayton, and Sergio. Christopher, not the National Rifle Association. Well, I couldn't find any CCA, but I finished it and changed it to CCC. Alright. Kyla and Lexia, Emmy, V, Denisha, Eliel, Connor and Gavin, and Lucas. Project rubric. Assignment: your group will select one of the New Deal programs for 100 days on or the second New Deal to research. Once you complete the research, you will create a visual multimedia, Google Slides, Prezi, and etc. Advertising the New Deal program. Create a script for a 1 minute, 30 seconds, and 3 minutes to end length for radio commercial advertising an aspect of a New Deal. Record your radio commercial. Your research must answer the following questions. What is the basis of a New Deal project you are researching? What was it intended to? What regions of the U.S. does it help? What type of project is it? How is it helping the U.S.? Why is it needed? You must include free images of New Deal project. Your commercial must describe the program that you are supporting. Explain the audience how it's helping and where. Answer the question, why is it needed? Try to convince the listener that it is a wise idea. Include a graphic of your program, multimedia advertisement. Students will be graded on research, notes on the program and accuracy of facts, graphic of your New Deal program, Google slide advertisement, written overview of your commercial, recording of the commercial, podcast will work wonderful. You can use anything you want. Yeah, podcasts will be working pretty much powerful in your opinion. If you would rather do it on yourself, that's fine. I'm not clicking any of these because they're not my period. I'm in 4B. I'm not in any of his courses. I'm not in any of his courses with periods. I'm not in free A or not. I'm not in free A. I'm not in free A or in 1B. I'm in 4B, which is an 8th period selection. For Isolation of War, 8.1 timeline, Chapter 8 to Section 1, Part 1 directions. Go to Discovery and find the assignment called From Isolation to War. Use pages 1 to 4 to fill in the table. The years listed to following the order of the book, so don't let that throw you off. 35 points. Why did Japan want to expand? Explain how Tojo and the militarists came to power. What kind of leader was Mussolini? Put these steps in chronological order. Right next to first event, so on, promoted anti-Semitism in the Aryan race. Become a leader of the Nazi Party. Promoted the Chancellor of Germany. What two qualities did people like about Hitler? What spread in Spain? Who refused to get involved? After the pact was signed, who were the Axis powers? List them. What did Hitler's invasion of the Rhineland violate? Did Austria want this? Did world leaders respond? What did the non-aggression pact do? What did this event officially signal? Remember this on remember this on your Discovery education. You can use your notes when your teacher probably taught you this. This was made all the years that I just did that you guys already know. Alright, so my biggest enemy is actually that guy that used to plagiarize one of my videos, which is Alex Koch, which is Alex Kokowski, which is whenever see the last name Kokowski, I was like, what? Kokowski? Dude, what kind of Kokowski? What kind of last name is that? Kokowski is like a. It kind of reminds me of Alex Cock. You know, Alex Doodle Doo. Know what? No, some people are probably making fun of your name in an elementary school kid. Yeah, some people are probably making fun of you in probably middle school or something like that. They probably made fun of your last name. I'm like, Kakowski, seriously, what kind of last name is that? What kind of last name is that? Seriously. I never seen that last name such as that. I never seen that before. I did not know his last name was Kakowski. That's a weird ass last name. What do you think, guys? Do you agree with me or no? I mean, I don't mind it being Kakowski, but Kakowski is kind of weird because there's a reminded of COCK, which is cock, or KOK, which is cock and cock. What is the difference between cock and cock? This is kind of funny, but you know, cock and cock, 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 cock. Okay, I'll stop doing it. Yeah, he used to hurt. He was getting on my nerves recently, so he was plagiarizing one of my videos. One of my videos. That's the reason why I didn't like him. He is whining about his hate, dude. Dude, you're 17 years old, bruh. Dude, Alex, we're in this together. Alex, you need to act your age, bro. Come on, bro. Go get a job. No matter what you got, no matter what you got expelled for school, you didn't just get you didn't just get expelled for stupid work that made you stressed out. You also did something bad, which is I'm not even gonna bother telling you. That's the reason why I started to lose interest on you, because you totally disgusted me in your whole life. You complain about all the shit you have caused all the years. I don't even think you even have depression. You're making yourself do it. I don't even think you even have ADHD. You're making yourself do it. Obviously, you don't even know what you're actually doing. God, what a retard. I never liked this guy, honestly. Yeah, I used to tell him, I didn't even know this guy until March of 2017. Is that some guy told me about him, is that he was so mature. I was like, what? I'm not supposed to be talking to strangers, but like, bruh, I found this kid so interesting because he was so mad at all times because somebody rated on his video because somebody doesn't like him. How retarded can he be? Obviously, because it's just a dislike. It ain't gonna affect your whole life. It ain't gonna affect your whole life. Like, why do you always whine about your hate? It don't make sense to me. Alex, like I said, we're in this together, bro. Alex, we're both 17, and I took mainly criticism, and you probably don't. I mean, Alex just turned 17 since February this month, so I'm way older than him. So yeah. All right. Anyways, story of U.S. bust. The 1920s were boom time in 1929. More money was spent on blank than education. In an age of consumerism and capitalism, over something billion goods are bought on credit. Blank percent of Americans had no savings. In October 1929, the stock market loses blank times more money in 3 weeks than the government spends in a year. Only the blank of Americans who owned the stock here were immediately affected by the stock market. The rest of them got on with their lives until the Bank of the U.S. collapsed. In the last 60 days of the 1930, over blank, only blank hashtag of banks closed nationwide. By 1933, they were blank states without banks. Unemployment in the United States went from blank million 1930 to blank million in 1932. Everyday blank homes were repossessed. Hoover Dam, uh, a public works project, provided employment from blank men. It will provide water and electricity for the American Southwest. Hoover Dam creates the largest water reservoir in the U.S. Lake Blank, and allows Blank to produce more food than any other state in the U.S. Describe the Dust Bowl. In 1936, U.S. farmers were losing something million per day. 250,000 people flee in a Dust Bowl. However, blank fractions stick it out. How did the radio transform America into 1930s? Despite the public works programs in 1936, one in blank, Americans were still employed. What event would it take to get the United States out of the Great Depression? Blank. What was the symbolism of Lewis smelling fight? Oh, crap, that's about it. Alright, I'm gonna read about 2 assignments and I'll be done for today. Because I gotta wake up tomorrow. I'll do this and I'll do that. So, just let you know. The party's over. Life during the Great Depression, just like your birthday's over. Part 1 directions. Go to Discovery and click on the assignment called The Party's Over. 2. Click on the picture of the 4 people. A new window will open. Click on a greenish blue next button to go to the background information page. Use the information in this section to answer the questions below. Be sure to follow and completely answer the questions. Please, please, please use as more information as possible, not just 2 or 3 words. Part 1. Background information. What problems indicated that the prosperity of the 1920s would not last long? Alright, so answer that and I'll give you extra credit. I'll give you a shout out. I almost said extra credit. I'll give you an extra point for shout out. Even though I don't have the money, but I can. What event marked the beginning of the Great Depression? How did the President Franklin D. Roosevelt think repealing prohibition would help the country? Part 2. Directions. Click the greenish blue next button to go to the next section. 2. Click on each person to answer the questions about them below. Be sure to be thorough and completely answer the questions. Please, please, please use as such possible information as you like, as you wish. Not just 2 or 3 words, like I said in the part 1. The individuals. What role did Al think the government should play during the Great Depression? How did the Great Depression change George's life? Why did Samuel become a bootlegger? Even though he knew selling alcohol was illegal, how did Maisie think she was helping herself by helping other people during the Depression? Answer those questions and I'll give you a shout out. Click on the next button. Write each person's name in the box in the far left-handed column. Read each issue and decide how you think each of the people would mostly likely respond to it based on the information in their biography from part 2. Remember, you are answering that as a person, not as yourself. Be sure to be thorough and completely answer the questions. Please, please, please use more information as possible, not just 2 or 3 words. Should women who haven't been working be allowed to take jobs outside of the home? Should prohibition be repealed in the order to help stimulate the economy? Should the government do more to help the people directly? Check your work and turn this into its learning now. Make sure the link is viewable so that it can be graded. You always have to grade your assignments no matter what. School is life. School is all about turning assignments in time. You should always do them very often when it's on a due date. Deal? Alright. Copy of the Yellow Journalism at Columbus North. Yellow Journalism front page assignment, for example, my friend is at my friend used to be at journalism, but now she's taking journalism log, I think. I'm not really sure, but okay. So this is a front page assignment. You are transported back in time, and you are a newspaper editor in New York City in competition with William Randolph Hearst and Joseph Pulitzer. You are looking to increase the circulation of your newspaper, and you're going to use yellow journalism to do it. I actually look at the newspaper, and I actually think about doing journalism too. That's what my guess was. Using one of the areas that you can find in Chapter 5, Section 1 of the Discovery Textbook. America is Asia, imperialism, annexation of Hawaii, Battle of the San Juan Hill, Cuba, the War of the Philippines, the Great White Fleet, Boxer Rebellion, Panama Canal, Teddy Roosevelt, Rough Riders, Buffalo Soldiers, Teddy Roosevelt's rise to power, President McKinley as president assassination, Taft in Hawaii, Platt Amendment, Roosevelt Carly, Dollar Diplomacy, the sinking of USS Maine. Develop in the front page of an issue of your paper. Your goal is to convince your readers that your view of the story is what is actually happening. Okay, so just so you guys know, tomorrow that I'm going to be filming in my math class, but except that I'm going to be blurring out some faces. Actually, I'm going to be blurring out the teacher's face because I don't want Mr. Gambling to know that I'm actually filming him. Even though that I'm actually filming in class, I'm just going to blur his face. Just to let you know. I can show what he wears. Mr. Gambling wears black clothes. And I don't know where I'll be putting the camera at. The best place is at way back there, actually. I'll just put my camera like way back there, just to let you know. On your front page, you must have one main headline. Choose one of the 15 topics as your main headline. Two subheadlines. Choose two of the 15 topics as your subheadlines. A 2-paragraph description of the main headline event. A 1-paragraph description of each subheadlines. A 1-paragraph description of your view on imperialism for or against and why. An original political cartoon. Be sensational. Bend the truth in all the 5 areas above. Remember, you are trying to stir up support for your view of the chosen events. You must use historical details on your front page, but you should slant them in a way so that they promote your views. Use valid internet resources and notes to find specific details involving your chosen area of the world. For example, detail the U.S. bought in Alaska and Russia, which is this picture right here. Yelling U.S. buys Alaska for backward Russians. Eskimos cheer arrival for glorious America. Oh. I thought it was a dead end, but... Are you guys ready for spring break? My spring break starts at like... I have to look at the calendar, but... What do you think? Yeah, my spring break starts early. Comment down below where your spring break starts. I want to know. Headlines and subheadlines. Demonstrates a great deal of knowledge of a historical event. Demonstrates a vague idea of the historical event. Information contains errors about the historical event. Article. Demonstrates knowledge by containing specific historical details. Demonstrates knowledge in a general, vague way. Contains historical inaccuracies about the event. Political cartoon. Demonstrates knowledge by containing specific historical details. Demonstrates knowledge in a general, vague way. Contains historical inaccuracies about the event. Yellowing of information. Information is presented in a slanted way to justify U.S. imperialism. Information is somewhat slanted, but the pro-imperialistic viewpoint is unclear. The information is not slanted to promote the imperialist viewpoint. Visual appeal. Front page is organized in an appealing way and employs a variety of colors. Front page is a little hard to follow and some of the visuals are not refined as they could be. Front page is poorly organized, Visual appeal seems rushed with little attention to detail. Mechanics. Written material contains few, if any, spelling or grammatical errors. Written material contains or spelling or grammar errors. Spelling and grammar errors are rampant in the assignment. Total out of 60 possible points. So most of you guys actually do this. So in your in your in this uh, in your school probably. All right, like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer you.